The following podcast is a part of the Spin Studio Network.
This is Happy Hour with Lucy and Nikki.
Sitting there having my Uber Eats whilst they're having like 3 ciggies and that's dinner.
Wow.
Or eating ice because it's chewing and tricking your body.
Oh, I've heard of someone eating
The cotton wool buds.
cotton wool buds because
Are
they
you
expands in
kidding?
your belly
Yeah.
when you put water
Bro,
in.
where's the nutrition?
Cheers, babes. Welcome to Happy Hour with Lucy and Nikki, the real life shit you only discuss over a drink. But before we start, a little disclaimer.
As always, babes, we are here for a good time and not a long time. So if you are easily offended, this podcast won't be for you.
Scram!
Scram mole. Nah, not a mole. I shouldn't say that.
Wait, we say this intro every week and we're both still here like reading the paper like, cheers, babes. Welcome to Happy Hour.
No. So today we are here with our lovely friends and also industry professionals. Carlene.
They actually are though. We're not just taking the
Not
piss.
just taking the piss. Carlene, can't pronounce her last name, been friends for years.
Of Studio Flamingo.
Studio
She's
Flamingo.
a photographer.
She's a photographer and she is all round one of the best Sheilas that we know. But she's kind of, in the time that we've known her, gone from being like an entry-level photographer and now I would say she's definitely one of the best in the biz, doing some really big and cool campaigns. So we're really excited to have her on the podcast and she can just talk for hours.
Bless.
Bless her. And then we've got little cheeky Saskia Jenkins. So she is an incredible model. We actually shot a campaign with her today. She's got 300 and something thousand followers on Instagram. And
An all-round cool bitch.
she's such a cool bitch. So we just thought we'd get them on to talk about. Initially, we were just going to have Carlene on, and when the opportunity to have both of them on, we thought this is a really cool way to give you guys a little bit of insight into the kind of photography, modeling industry that people kind of don't really see or know or hear about. A little bit on like body confidence and the whole kind of, I don't know, Nick, help me out.
It's just sort of like, I think a lot of people think this sort of industry is super glamorous and just, you know, fashion. But like, I feel like, you know, especially you, Sas, like you're working the shittest hours sometimes. You are put in situations where you don't even know the people. You're working with different people all the time. Like, and then
In foreign countries a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And Carlene's there dealing with bloody flash overexposing. No kidding. This morning.
That's my biggest problem.
Literally. No, so we thought we'd give you guys a little bit of a back end
Yeah.
insight into this stuff because it's really quite an interesting industry and we touch on it every like couple of weeks when we do a campaign, but these guys are kind of in the thick of it every day, so we thought it'd be very interesting to talk to them.
And they've worked together a lot, so it's perfect.
So bring them in. Here they are.
Welcome, Queens.
Welcome,
Oh,
Queen.
hello, everybody.
Oh, actually though, before we get started, what are we bloody drinking, chicks? We're on the Sophie
Spritz.
Spritz.
Well, we are on
boy.
the Sophies.
On the Sophie. So we are actually trying all of the Sophies here today. So we've got the wild berries and pomegranate flavour. We've got the blood orange and bitters. We've got the white peach and ginger.
Yum.
And we've got the lemon and elderflower. And we've got all the beautiful garnishes to go with them. So some of them go with a bit of lemon. Some of them go with the strawberries
Pomegranate and
fresh
berries.
So we thought we'd just give ourselves the full experience and just try, like, go all out.
What are you going to try first?
I'm going to try the wild berries and pomegranate. What do you want?
I want peach and ginger, please.
Perfect.
We've been drinking Sophie Spritz for years, but we usually just would have the what was it? The 2 flavors. So they've expanded their
The
product
strawberry and
variety.
lime, no. We have been drinking Sophie Spritz
I know,
for
we
years.
love
those. But guys, we do have a cheeky discount code for you. So if you do want to head to their website, it's just sophiespritz.com, and when you head there, you pop your email and you get 10% off. One thing that I think people don't realise about Sophie Spritz, or they just don't know, is that it's actually Aussie owned and made, and it was crowdfunded. So originally it started off at the Bondi Farmers Markets and it got on that TV show Shark Tank. Do you know Shark Tank?
That is so sick. I love when
It's
people go on and
so
pitch their
sick.
ideas.
It's so cool. I actually used to love that show.
I wish I could be a shark and just be like, yes, your idea rules. Give them all the money.
Yeah.
One day, dog.
What's massive
day.
now they're at BWS, Dan Murphy's, Vintage Sellers. So get yourself a cheeky Sophie.
Safe to say they've made it. Cheers to
Cheers.
that.
Cheers, Queens.
Queens.
So let's start off with Charlene.
Hello, chicks.
Or Carlene technically is her name.
Yeah,
Darlings.
if you guys follow our Instagram, I think I removed that highlight, but I've only ever had one highlight on Instagram and it was called Charlene. And it's just all the funny shit this bitch has done.
Just all the drunken shenanigans as
Oh my
Charlene.
God, I love it.
What's your wildest story, Charlene?
My wildest.
I feel like
Oh yeah, we're
surely
going to
gotta
ask
be
both
there.
of the girls this because we asked all of our guests.
Yes, I know. So I was kind of prepared. I did think about this. But one of my favourites is about 18 months ago, I went to New York with the Saskia team.
This is a pearl.
With the Saskia team. And we were getting a jet plane from LA to New York.
That's a private jet plane for those
That's
playing at
private.
home.
I am a girl from Bankstown. Do you know what a big deal that was? Like, I was like,
That's
shit, I
huge.
fucking made it. Like, wow, I have arrived. So it was like 4.5 hours to go from LA to New York. And by the time we landed, we were that blind. Like, I was blackout drunk. And you know, when I'm blackout drunk, that's nothing but trouble.
It happens more regular than we'd like to admit.
Yes. And I don't even remember getting off the jet plane at all. So I was that pissed. We went.
Especially when you drink in the air.
Oh.
It's like at the altitude. It's like you
It's
have
like
one
a-
and you're gone.
It's a whole nother level of drunk. So get off the plane, can't remember anything. Go to our hotel, drop our stuff off, go to this nightclub. I have like minor glimpses of memory at this nightclub, but not really anything. Anyway, I wake up the next day like I usually do after being like blackout drunk, like
Oh my God, you should see Carlene's face when she does this. It is so funny.
And it's actually so true.
like just a big shock, you know, to the system. Like, where the fuck am I? And I'm in New York. And Tammy, like, roll over in Tammy's hand. She's like, you were so fucked up last night. And I was like, yeah, I know. And
That's
she's like,
actually what her voice sounds like.
she goes, oh, do you remember like partying with Leo? And I was like, what? And she goes, you know, like Leo. And I was like, Leo who? Leo who?
Tell me his last name.
Don't fucking say Leonardo DiCaprio. And she goes, Leonardo DiCaprio. I was like, no. Are you telling me I partied in the vicinity of Leo last night and I don't remember it? And she goes, I don't know how this person knew, but someone comes up to me and goes, oi, I think your photographer's really drunk. And she's like, I looked over and you were swaying next to Leo. She goes, I thought you were just going to fall straight back on your back, like
Oh my
starfish on your back.
God.
And I was like, wow, that is disappointing and amazing all rolled into one.
Pissed as a parrot and went straight to the top. Hey Leo, I'm Charlene. Nice to meet you.
Charlene with a shh.
With a
Love
sh-
that.
All right, Saskia,
Oh my
what's your
God.
wildest story, queen?
Okay, so I don't think mine's as interesting as Carlene's because mine's when I was in about year 9. I was
Wild in grade
Wild
9,
in
son.
year
Wild in
nine.
grade 9, that's it.
Starting
Starting
early.
young, that's it. So we went to school camp and we were in this camp group and our camp instructors were just straight up assholes, just like fun police. They were so boring. And
Snooze, get out of here,
snooze, you
scram.
lose, get out. So we were going abseiling like down the cliff. It's abseiling, that's
Yes,
the
correct.
Yes,
Yep.
that's it. So we're going abseiling down the cliff during the day. It was all fun, whatever. And at night we were like, you guys are just pissing us off. So we were like, that's it. When everyone goes to bed, get out of your tents, put your head torches on. We're going abseiling. and we went down and we were like all strapped up in our little like carabiners and everything, ready to go down this cliff. And then we just see this light coming towards us. What are you doing? And we're like, oh shit. I'm
Love
like,
that you know what a carabiner is.
oh yeah,
I wouldn't
fully
know how to hook myself up,
I was
to
like,
be
I need
honest.
to do this again. I'm into it. So then, anyways, they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I left my torch over here." Like, made up some shitty excuse, and I was like, "No, we're done." They're like, "Go to bed. We'll deal with you in the morning." And then in the morning, they were like, "No activities for you. You get to clean the toilets all day." And then that was it.
Spewing.
But yeah,
I just would have loved to seen like full deer in the
Oi,
headlights
can you
move with
imagine?
like your helmet and your head
Oi,
torch
we were
on.
all like strapped up. We just look, what? Oh shit.
I just forgot something up here.
Mate, that is pretty wild. That's like scary
Oh,
wild.
it was
Yeah.
one to remember. Like that was, and then I never
Thank
went on
God
school
you got
camp
caught.
again. Oh yeah, dude, I probably would have died because I
Imagine something
I
happened.
didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was that cool.
I love that
didn't
you
know.
just loved abseiling that much. You went for a night climb.
I believe that's
You know
what
when
they
you get
call
the
an
rush?
enthusiast.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, I love that. All right,
so
well, let's
good.
get stuck into it. So we're going to start with Charlene, boy.
Let's rock and roll, baby.
So give us some context. How long have you been in the industry as a photographer?
I think it's been about 8 years now.
Wow.
So I spent the first, I went overseas with my partner over to South America. Found myself wanting to be cool with the camera, like take some arty
Is that
pics.
why you had pink hair?
I had red hair at this time.
Oh, sorry, red
so
hair. Perfect.
Very
Strong
indie,
flex.
very cool. So I found myself wanting to be, creative with a camera. Came home, built myself a entry-level DSLR, and then just got my friends to pose for me. So I put up one of the shoots that we did on Facebook because Instagram didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
Put it up on Facebook thinking it was bloody amazing, but it was fucking awful. I tell you now, I'd be embarrassed of those photos coming out now. And this
I'm going to dig them up.
Yeah,
I'll show
fully.
you. There's balloons, everything. It's fucking hideous.
Oh, I love that. Props.
But this girl, I put them up on Facebook, and this girl DM'd me, and she said, "Are you a photographer?" And I was like, yes. And she said,
believe so.
Yes, I am. She said, I'll fly you to Sydney, come down, I'll do this portfolio shoot for me. So I booked a job from the very first shoot I did.
Wow.
And I didn't even know how to work a camera. So, yeah, that's how it kind of came about.
Well, there's got to be more to the story than that. Tell us how you developed your skills.
Well, so I was working a full-time job, and I spent the first year just getting my friends to pose for me. Then I did a really short course, nothing special, just kind of learnt the basics of how to operate my camera because I was really just winging it at that point. And then I was kind of unhappy in the job that I was doing, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to quit. I'm just going to quit and go guns a-blazing at being a photographer.
That's amazing.
Geordie's my partner, by the way. You don't have any jobs lined up. You've got hardly any experience. Nobody knows who you are. What are you actually doing? But I guess I just always believed in myself, and I thought, well, fuck it, why not? So I did. And you know what? When you throw yourself in the deep end, you just have to swim. It's like you sink or you swim. And I was I guess I was prepared to sink, but I just knew I would swim. So that's how it
Oh, that's
How's
funny.
that
That
for a
just
bit
gave
of
me a little bit of
confidence?
goosebumps.
I know.
I love that.
Love that.
So you kind of did, you didn't bluff your way through, but would you say you're mainly self-taught?
Mate, I did bluff my way through.
I didn't want to say it.
My favourite saying at the start of my career for at least 2 years was just fake it till you make it. I guess I had the confidence to be able to back myself. So if I just went into a situation confident, basically your clients just want to know that you're confident in what you're doing. So if you just come in pretending that you know what you're doing and you just problem solve as it comes along, you know, you can make anything happen really.
And I feel like if you're bringing good ideas to the table, in a team environment, that's so valuable.
100%. And I think, it's more than just pushing a button. You do have to have vision. And I just knew, I'd always been interested in fashion. I'd always been interested in creativity. So it was just about, I guess, honing the skill so I could, put out what I could see in my head. And then I eventually got there. It took a long time. Even now I'm still developing a lot as a photographer. So it's just one of those things that takes a lot of time and effort, and you just either have it or you don't, I think, as well.
Harsh but true.
Harsh but true.
Would you say Instagram, and I'm sorry, I'm just eating a strawberry right now, so I don't whinge about it. Would you say that Instagram helped in boosting your career because all of a sudden there's all of these brands out there that need shitloads of content?
100%. I think it's responsible for a lot of our careers being successful now. Back in the day,
Pretty much every single person in this room, if
Yeah,
I'm honest.
wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in the day, it was just your photographers were. It was more unattainable to be a photographer.
Yeah.
Before Instagram came about. But I remember it was the reason I called my name Studio Flamingo was because, as Lucy put it before, she can't say my last name after 4 years.
How do you say it?
Raschke.
Raschke.
Very German, very Raschke.
You sound like a beer.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
you're
love
welcome.
when I sound like a beer. I feel like a beer.
Actually, I'd love one right now if you're offering.
No,
we're having a Sophie.
No, we're loving the Sophies.
I'm actually loving the wild berries and pomegranate, just
I've
FYI.
got the same, and it's bloody gorgeous.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
So yeah, the reason I call my business name Studio Flamingo is because my name's Carlene Raschke. No one can ever say it, no one can ever spell it, and basically how people were finding you back then was Google. There was no Insta. So I wanted something that you could throw into Google and the name would come up really easily. And after throwing a few names around, I came up with Studio Flamingo, and then it just stuck. And then I think, I don't know how long it was into my shooting career that Instagram kind of started and blew up, but that's how we all get our name. It's free marketing. I think a lot of people complain about it, Instagram, the algorithm. It's shut up. You don't know how good you have it. It's free marketing, and so many of our businesses are built on the back of that. So just suck it up, princess.
It's created this generation of young entrepreneurs, really young people
100%.
that have now created businesses. and all of that kind of stuff riding off the back of either their own Instagram following or, you know, other people's Instagram followings, basically.
Yeah. And before, like, I think a lot of people are quick to get angry about it, but all that, like, more people be able to create brands, it's all jobs, you know, that's pretty awesome that this industry has really inflated the jobs and
there's enough to go around for everyone.
Definitely.
Like when people get snaky thinking that like other people like taking their clients or whatever, it's like just stay in your lane, focus on what you can do.
Definitely.
That's another question actually, which is a good one. So obviously like Instagram is everywhere and like there's content being shared all the time. Like how do you remain original in such a, I guess, competitive and saturated market?
That's a really good question because it is actually quite difficult. I feel like
being your friend and knowing some of your personal struggles, that's probably something that you have. If you've ever complained about it, or not complained, if you've ever like spoken about anything about your industry, it's more about like, oh, you know, it's hard to kind of like stand different from other photographers on Instagram and stuff. It's kind of been something that you've expressed.
Especially like if you're doing a swim shoot on a beach, it's like, how creative can you fucking get?
Well, and especially because you're working for a client.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that go into that. First of all, there's wanting to define your own style. You want people to come to you because you've got a certain style. And then that style might be replicated by a lot of other people. So to try stand out from them, it's hard. And it's something that I think is ever evolving. Like even looking at my work a year ago is so different to my work now. But the way I guess I stay fresh is it's something like I'm lucky that my job is my passion and my passion is my job. So it's something that I strive to be better at all the time. Like I have my finger on the pulse all the time, you know, searching out great content from the best photographers, artists, stylists, all that
You're
kind of stuff.
not complacent.
No.
You can't ever get complacent. It's too competitive. So, you know, you get complacent, that's when you sink. So you have to have your finger on the button the whole time. And just, I think, always thinking, like, I don't ever want to, so say Saskia, for example, if I was shooting Saskia for the first time, I wouldn't want to shoot her the way everyone else has shot her. I would think how I could make that a little bit different, whether it's just with posing or the style or the, you know, if she's always been shot in this really glam way, okay, well, let's maybe make her feel a little bit more edgy, you know, strip it back. So I think it's just always trying to be different. You might fail, but there's nothing wrong with that. You've always
options,
but just always like you're never going to be disappointed in yourself for trying.
Yeah. One thing I love about you, Carlene, is like on shoots with us, because we've done so many with you, like you are a creative and like that is your job, but you are always open to taking on other ideas. Like if I'd even do something on the iPhone, you'd be like, oh, I love that angle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're like
There's
a
not a lot of
massive team
photographers
player.
like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like you're a good team player and just like a pleasure to have on a shoot, which I think is like.
Gorgeous. Thank you, darling.
It might be because we're such good friends, or it might just be you in general. I don't know. But I find going on a shoot with you very pleasant because I have Nikki and I have such a strong vision of what Jagger and Stone is to us. And because we're creatives as well and we kind of come from a background of shooting and stuff, we kind of come on a shoot and it's our shoot.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot of photographers out there that you go on a shoot with them and even as the owner of the brand, they'll think it's their shoot. And so it's like, sorry, I didn't
becomes
realize
like a creative power play, I guess.
Yeah, it comes down to a real creative power play. Have you ever had to manage any tricky situations like that?
Look, I'm just not really about bringing my ego into a job. At the end of the day, we're working together and we both want the same result. We both want something really good. If a client hires you and then they're asking you to do things that you wouldn't usually do, I think you have the right to be like, look, I wouldn't usually shoot it this way. Maybe we could try it this way, because they just maybe haven't thought about that. Like, and that's why I love having your input there, because you're seeing a different angle that I'm not seeing. I've only got one set of eyes, you know, so the more eyes you have, the more ideas flowing, I think you have the more opportunity to achieve something really cool and magical rather than just coming from one person.
Yeah.
The best shoots come from a team, not just one person coming in with their big ego. I'm not about that at all.
I've definitely seen some photographers in my time that are like more so skewed that way. And it's interesting because it's like you notice the difference between someone like you who is a team player. It's really interesting after coming off the back of the shoot today. It's like, wow, you really notice how good a good team is, and then you notice the stark difference of when the team's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. Like we all, working alongside Ned on video, we're working alongside Janelle on makeup and Saskia on model, and we all want great products, and I want great products for everyone else. Like I want Janelle to get that makeup shot, I want Ned to get the good video, and I want you to be happy with your product at the end of the day, because if your client is happy,
We're paying the fucking bills. Let's be honest, Queen.
but 100%. But also, you want your clients to do well. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to do well. I want you to go out and sell a fucking
You're
million
like, because
dresses.
I want you to take me on another weird location shoot, to be
Vegas
honest.
next, baby, please.
Yeah, because Carlene's like, because you're paying for my Isabel Marant boots, as a matter of fact.
Have
In
you
the future.
ever said no to a job because you felt that it was just way too off-brand for you personally?
Yes, and this is something that I've been learning to do, I would say, in the last 2 years. I used to say yes to a lot of jobs, a lot of jobs.
Well, you were hustling.
Hustling, of course, that's what you got to do when you're starting out. But now I'm really about defining, I think I'm stepping into a zone where I can define a little bit more about my narrative as a photographer and what work goes out that represents me as well as the brand.
Yeah.
So it's just about working with people that are like-minded and have similar beliefs, because the worst jobs I find are when you've been brought on by a brand and you don't suit each other, and it's just like it's like butting heads the whole time. It's like, why did you hire me when I've never done something like that before?
Yeah, it's like, did you look at my portfolio?
Yeah, did you look at my work at all? Like, that's not my style. So I think just saying no to jobs is honestly one of the best feelings I've ever had as a professional.
Well, it means you're kind of in a secure enough situation financially to be able to be picky, which I think in any job is so amazing.
It's
like
nice
it's a
feeling.
milestone.
Yeah,
And I guess you're more comfortable at like knowing your style too. Like you're probably more confident with it as well.
Yeah.
Like just being like, no, not my jam.
Well, even
Scram.
get
out here.
I changed I felt like, because I do a lot, my work is quite diverse. I shoot a lot of different things. I felt like my Instagram was a bit jumbled. So I just kind of stripped it back. I actually took about 3 weeks off Instagram, sat down, wrote down all the brands I want to be associated with, words I want to be associated with, color palettes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
Love
went deep,
this,
man.
babe.
I went fucking deep.
You deep, bitch.
Go check out the profile. It's schmick.
Yeah,
I'm
Studio
telling ya.
Flamingo for those at home.
And once I really set those parameters about how I wanted to be viewed, it really changed everything for me. I really set it in stone, rather than going, oh, I'm going to do everything, or even just said I'm going to share everything. Just because I shoot it doesn't mean I need to share it.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's been a nice little evolvement
yeah.
that's in the last few months.
Yeah. It's a nice little catalogue you got going on there now.
Yeah, Instagram's looking fresh, might I
Gorge, you on
say.
there right now.
I'm on there right now.
Looking at the palettes.
So I want to know, have you had any nightmare shoots, or have you ever fucked up really bad, or?
Yeah, I guess.
I can think of one time.
Yeah, well, I'll give you one of each. So one of the most stressful situations was, so Lucy and Nikki and myself were sent to Coachella to go shoot for Camilla a few years back. Huge milestone.
Camilla,
Little
with
old
love.
us. Can you deal?
Camilla, Frank.
And that's what we were all
They wish
like.
they booked Saskia.
We were like little old eyes. It was a huge moment for all
my
of
God, we
us.
were frothing.
And I feel like that's before influencers were Australian influencers were really hitting Coachella super hard.
Oh yeah, we were
So
pretty OG. Don't want to toot my own horn. but-
it felt like a fucking big deal. So we
Yeah.
were over there shooting Camilla, and as some of you may know, the Americans are pretty hectic on trespassing. Like, don't trespass, or I may or may not.
Well, they've
shoot
all
you.
got guns.
Yeah, so you
Guns, suing, all the bits
Yeah,
and bobs.
so you don't mess with that over there. Whereas over here, we'll just jump your fence and take photos in the backyard. You know, we don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
100%.
It's just
Literally.
big gorilla over here.
They'll probably invite you in for a lemonade.
Oh, what you girls shooting? So we were over there shooting, and I think it was the day before Coachella, and we, just on the side of the road, it was a few meters from the side of the road. We thought
Literally.
nothing of it.
And we had this beautiful idea to get smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs.
Colourful ones.
Colourful
Smoke bombs, which we let off on the side of the road in Palm Springs desert.
Yeah, it's not like there's houses here, just to give a bit of context.
Yeah, it's
we
just
were
like
we just went
mountains.
off and there was a road.
Yeah.
It looked all very PC.
There's just mountains in the background,
Yeah.
road in front of us. Didn't feel like anything crazy. We didn't know at the time there was a fire ban, so that's, I guess, pretty serious. So this car pulls up and this girl gets out. We're all a bit shaky, like, oh God, are we gonna get in trouble now?
We're all like, just play dumb.
And she comes over and she was in one of the biggest rages I've ever seen. Like,
she cried.
Tears in
It
her
got
eyes.
hysterical.
She was shaking. She was so upset with us because, you know, these local residents have to deal with people coming in from Coachella all
Yeah,
the time. And
I can
just
understand.
treating the place like a bit of a garbage bin. So we completely understand. It was just one of those very naive, ignorant, silly moments.
Yeah.
We didn't
I'd do
know
it
any
again.
better.
But
In a
she
heartbeat.
actually, there was a
Great
couple of rogue statements from her though. Just going to
She
say.
took a photo of my license.
She took a photo of your license. She asked you for the memory card.
She asked,
Carlene
and I was like,
responded, not a chance.
hell no.
Absolutely
That's right.
not.
She said, I'm confiscating all the images. And I'm like, we have just had a
We're like,
vintage car
no.
that was like $500 an hour.
And I also knew my rights. She doesn't own those photos. I knew I own them. So I was like,
Exactly.
hell no.
Well, technically, I believe Camilla with Love owns those.
Well,
yeah.
if you want to get technical. And
But
then
they certainly weren't hers,
And that was the other
regardless.
thing she said, that's right, because we were like, oh my God, we don't want to get in trouble. Like, please don't get us in trouble. And she's like, well, girls, I just want to say, well, you might not be leaving the country. You might get held up in customs. And we're like,
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
whoa.
She went through hills and valleys though.
Oh,
One
yeah.
minute she's like yelling, and then she's crying, and then she asked me for a little cuddle.
we all cuddled and cried.
No, I didn't touch her.
Gave her a hug. Lucy's like, not a chance. And then we thought it was all good because we've all hugged. She's upset. We're like, I'm sorry we've upset you. And then her parting words were, well, anyway, good luck trying to leave the country.
Shit, we were rattled.
We were rattled. You were particularly
I
rattled.
was
God.
particularly rattled. The thing that upset me the most, I wasn't scared about it being held in customs or any of that. The thing that upset me the most was, I'm like, we've just done 2 days of content for the
Yeah.
biggest brand in Australia. This is a huge gamble they've taken sending us all over there.
Imagine if we couldn't use the
If we couldn't
images.
use those, I was devastated at the thought of using the image, and now we're bloody fire.
That's
So-
right. I just got straight on the phone with them after and
Yeah.
was like, what do you think, guys? Like, got onto the marketing girls from Camilla, and they're like, oh, we don't care. And I'm like,
And half an hour
sweet.
later, you were fine. You're like, let's go get on the piss. I'm over it.
Yeah,
Stop
well,
talking
'cause
about
I
it.
We went out for pasta and red wine.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
You just went all fucking weirdly silent.
Yeah, I
Nick
was
was
freaked
kind
out.
of just like not really saying much, but like kind of like still coherent. So I was like, well, I guess I'm managing this situation with the crazy woman. Hello.
I was
don't
good.
hug
I was
me.
hugging her.
Yeah, I said, no, no, no. Yeah,
And then
I needed-
then I cried with her. Oh, I'm
And
with you on this
I was
journey.
trying
I
to
said,
get the
"Don't
tears to
fucking
happen.
touch
I was
me."
trying so hard. I was like, tears come, but they wouldn't. But yeah, that was,
Carlene's like, it's not sad.
yeah. But I mean, it turned out to be a complete non-event and was absolutely fine. So
As you can hear me
whatever, but it was
spritzing
stressful.
open my second.
But the other one was
Shit, that's fresh.
The other one involves us as well.
Of course
Are we
it
bad
does.
influences on you?
Geordie basically says goodbye to me for like 48 hours if I'm going to see you girls.
Carlene goes, babe, it's not going to be a big one. He goes, yeah.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
See you on the fourth and never.
So this one is a bad work situation, but definitely I did this one to myself. So I've got a pretty strong rule about not drinking before shoots
Because you're an absolute fucking wild human
just
on
an
the piss.
animal on the piss. And it's 0 to 100. And once I'm blackout, I'm gone. And like you girls
And
know,
she hits a limit, and then her eyes change, everything changes. Everything
it's
changes.
like a naughty child, isn't it? Like, you can't make me do anything.
She goes from Carlene to Charlene.
Yeah. So I've got a very strong rule that I don't drink before shoots. Anyway, so happens that I had a Jagger party once before a shoot, and I was like, it's like 4 o'clock in the
Sass
afternoon.
was there too, weren't you, Sass?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course she
I
was.
was there.
She's always there. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't worry, Geordie, I'll be home by 7. He's like, yeah, righto. So we went out. It's
7 p.m.
Yeah.
You're absolutely dreaming.
So, shots are happening. Everyone's drunk. Barzy's there, like a dead set celebrity is there. Like
At our house.
Who do we think we are? So we're at your place partying on, and obviously I think it hit like 9 p.m. and there was like lights out. Charlene's here.
Welcome, Charlene.
Hi, Charlene. Welcome to the couch. I was like grinding all over Renee Herbert, like Barzy, her boyfriend. He's like, who is this weird woman?
Renee's like the size of a small leprechaun too.
Oh, they're loving it though. Woohoo! Yeah, babies.
I was like magic miking her face, just like humping her face. Anyway, so I'm meant to be at this shoot at like 7:30. So 9 o'clock is probably the last thing I remember. Then I wake up on the couch with the sun hitting my face, and I wake up like again.
You should see Carlene do this face right now. It's like a gremlin
wake up.
submerging from like
From the depths of
the
the-
earth.
That's what it feels like. I don't know who I am. Where I'm like looking around, like who am I? Where am I? What's going on? Okay, and I'm looking. All right, I'm at Lucy and Nikki's house. Okay, there's my phone, but there's sunlight. So oh my god, it's the morning. And I look down and I'm fucking butt naked, sunny side up, vagina to the air. Just vagina out
to the wind.
Yeah, just completely, not a shred of clothing on me.
This is where I need to step in.
And I was like, whoa.
Sorry, we just had a bit of a wall come down in the
Studio's
podcast
falling
studio.
down around us because we're getting too excited over this story. I step in here because while Charlene was in a beautiful slumber,
No, firstly, we put her to bed in our spare room, fully clothed, just to have a bit of a backstory.
yeah, Nick and I were like, got to the end of the night and Charlene was just being a menace and we're like, let's go and put this fucking gremlin to bed. Put her to sleep in our spare room, fully clothed, with a blanket on, whatnot.
Beautiful evening.
Then Maddie goes to work at 3 a.m, as you guys probably know by now, and he comes in and wakes me up at, must be like 3 a.m, and is pissing himself laughing. And he's like, babe, you need to get up and come and put a blanket on Carlene. And I'm like, what? And he's like, he just was like laughing so much. And I never really see Maddie like laugh on his own. I'm like, what's
going on
here? And he's like, Carlene is full frontal nude out in the lounge room with her legs spread on the couch. And he's like, and I need you to come and put the blanket on top of her. So, because he's like, because I want to, but I don't want her to like wake up in the middle of me putting a blanket on top of her while
She
she's
would just freak.
full frontal nude. And I was like, fuck, all right. So I just go, fucking Carlene. So I like come out with him and me and him are both just pissing ourselves laughing. And I'm like trying not to look and I like throw the blanket onto you and go back to bed. And then step back in
So
to when
step
you've
back
woken up.
Oh my God, where am I? I start running around like a wild naked banshee around their fucking unit. I don't know where my phone is, but I know it's past my call time for my shoot. So I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm naked, and I like run into Lucy's room. Lucy, and she does that weird scream. She does,
I don't like being woken up.
I'm like, Lucy, I'm naked. I don't know where my clothes are. I don't know where my phone is. She's like, oh, babe, when we put you to bed, you had all your clothes on. Like, you can't just run around into people's rooms naked. I'm like, oh my God. I run into Nikki's room. I'm like, Nikki, help me. And she just like literally comes up and goes, oh, hey, yeah, all right. I didn't know what's on.
I didn't know you were nude because you'd found your top
Because
by
I was
this
just like,
point.
what are you, mate?
And then she's like
She just
squatting
had a
behind my
top on
dresser.
with no undies.
Yeah, behind my dresser with no pants on, and I'm like, weird.
Yeah. So I chuck some of like, I think Lucy's clothes on.
Yeah, I was like, hey, here's a shirt. Crazy bitch, get out of my
Crazy
house.
bitch, leave. Just get out of here. So I call my client. I'm like, definitely still half cut. And I call my client. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I've slept in. I'll be there in half an hour. I go home, wash away last night's sins, put some clothes on and go to the shoot. And you've got to, in these situations, this is really poor on my behalf as a businesswoman. But she said straight away, did you have a big night last night? And I said, yes, I did. Look, I don't usually drink before shoots, but I
But
did
it was
last
a Jagger
night.
party, so
It
excuse me.
got out of hand. I'm sorry. And I just said, obviously, I won't charge you for anything today. We did the shoot. She was really happy. She
You didn't charge her for the whole shoot?
No, of course not.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand.
She was happy and she said afterwards, like, oh, I'm happy to pay you. But I was like, 100% not. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for wasting your time. Not good enough on my behalf.
Oh, Carlene.
Funny, no, great story, but not fair on any. Like, that's why I don't drink before shoots.
Lucky
people.
it was
But
kind of
no.
like a repeat client that you had a good rapport with.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
kind of benefit of that situation.
And lucky she was the model.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
imagine if
Like,
there was a whole
I'd be
team
that
there.
pissed off with you if you did that when we were paying the model.
Oh, I can imagine Big Mama scary.
Boy, but the moral of that whole story, or the best line of that whole
Oh,
story
yes,
is,
here it is.
when Maddie got home later that day from work, we were just having a little chuckle like, Charlene. Maddie
Keeps us young.
goes, tidy box. Can't even say it. He goes, tidy box butt or what? Carlene. I told Carlene that story and she was so shocked.
Oh, mate. Oh, my God. I want to share the video to the Facebook group of her going, Maddie, you know I've got a tiny box.
We will share it to the
Oh, my
Facebook
God.
group.
It's too funny.
Mate, yeah, if anyone says you got a tidy box, that's a
You
compliment.
can take that.
I'll
She's
stick.
actually got it in her
Mate,
bio.
I'm 33. The compliments don't come in hard and fast anymore. I'll take it.
Thank you,
Tidy
Maddie.
box. Thank you very much.
Thank
He's probably saying that because he's been looking at mine for 12 years. Which is not that tidy, I might just say.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, that's absolute nonsense. Let's ask Saskia some serious questions.
Yeah, no. So we wanted to go into body confidence issues. So the way we thought we could best lead into this was, I guess we were chatting about this before we were recording, and Charlene isn't like a model or anything, and you are there.
Give us some context, Charlene.
You're there working with hot babes every day.
Yeah.
Do you ever like find yourself comparing yourself to the models or like any issues like that? Because I know that like, even on our shoots, like our old assistants and stuff would be like, oh my God, they're so hot. Just like sort of find that almost a struggle.
100% not. I've never left a shoot feeling shit about myself or comparing myself to a model. I think that
This
is
is shooter, baby.
Shooter.
Shooter with a tiny box. Watch out.
I'm just like, no. I actually had an ex-model ask me that question one time. She's like, do you ever feel shitty, working in shoots? Do you ever compare yourself? And I said, honestly, you're one of the most beautiful girls I know, and you're really insecure. I said, why would I waste my time and my life comparing myself to people who we view as perfect, who don't view themselves as, themselves as perfect.
All right,
it's just
down.
yeah, 100%.
And I think it might be hard to understand that when you're seeing people online, but like when you're working in the industry, it's
very
so
obvious.
common.
Yeah,
So
what
common.
that people
That a lot of the girls, the most beautiful girls, are the most insecure.
very self-critical. Like, it's hard for me to listen to them sometimes be so self-critical. I'm like, girls, you don't know, like, stop wasting your time. And like comparing yourself to other people. What a waste of time. Like, I've always said this, and I wish I could give this feeling to other people. I've always been comfortable with the way I looked because I was happy with what else I had to offer the world.
Well, you've got a lot to offer, Charlene,
Thanks, darling.
including a tidy box.
Big one. But like, we've got to stop prioritizing it and making it so important that
Looks.
That's like one tiny facet, a very superficial, fickle part of people's personality and being. So like, let's stop making it so fucking important. It's just silly.
Well, let's bring bloody Saskia in on this.
Bring
point.
her in.
Bring her in, my
Oh,
queen. She's here, baby.
Sass, anything you want to add to that? Sass, anything you want to add to that?
Okay, so Carlene, the people that she is referring to her getting angry at is me. She's literally always telling me, Saskia, shut up. Like, just be happy. And to be honest, I agree with everything that she's saying. Like, definitely at the start of modelling, I definitely felt so just, what if people make fun of me? Like, I'm going to make a fool of myself, but like, why do I care? And then I stopped caring, and now I just don't care about anything and just live my best life, really.
You've got a career just soaring, darling.
And now I'm just
Your career is
cruising.
soaring. So when you first got signed, like, because we've had other people that have gotten signed, and like to even get that contract, they've basically told you need to lose X amount of weight.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Did you ever have any sort of like issues in that sense?
Not really, because I was exercising a lot through school because I got signed in my last year of school, year 12. So that wasn't really an issue for me. Plus, I just loved exercising. I definitely, when I hit more, like I'm a late bloomer, hit puberty quite late, but I definitely had to start like making sure what I was eating was clean and, really taking charge of what I was eating, because I was just eating whatever mum fed me, like as a young child. So yeah, I definitely had to start like taking care of myself more.
And like maintaining a diet.
Yeah, maintaining it. Like, you can't just blow out like you used to. Like, I don't know, it's not all physical, it's more mental as well. Like, you can't just blow out because you feel guilty and then you stress yourself out and in your head you think you look gross, but really you look the exact same.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
it's
true.
ridiculous. Yeah,
I
it's all in
totally
your
know
head.
what you mean by that.
Yeah, like you go to a shoot and say if you had a salad the night before, you go, oh, well, I look good because I know that I've been
Mentally
treating
you
myself
feel good. Yeah.
But if you've had like you've had a fat burger and you've just been like having a really good meal, you're just like, oh no, like I look like shit. But you look the exact same. Like, there's nothing else. Like, it's ridiculous.
Let's just recap what we had for lunch. Nikki and I had burgers and Saskia
pretty
had a
good.
salad.
Oh, yes, I do.
But I liked that rule. You were kind of like,
Yeah.
Monday
Everything
to
in
Friday I'm pretty
moderation.
good, and then my weekends I will go for that burger.
Weekends I blow out. We go to Grilled and we get a vegan burger and it's lit.
Treat yourself, baby.
But that's the thing. I think that's really good that you just spoke about it from a realistic point of view. Like, people, I don't like when models promote eating fucking nothing. And there's a couple of girls on Instagram that I've seen do that. And it's like, don't know about that as, good advice for young people. But I also
They take it too. They take the advice and they run with it straight away. Like, young
Yeah.
girls are so like, my sister's a
impressionable.
personal trainer and she gets so many girls come in and just be like, oh, I saw this girl eat this, so I'm doing this.
Well, but I also don't like the other extreme either, where some models have that, and models and, influencers and whatever, upload photos of like heaps of junk food and imply that they're eating
They're
it as
just
well, and that
genetically gifted?
and that they're just genetically gifted. It's like I like when
real.
someone goes and has a real approach to it and is
yeah.
like, you know, listen, I am a model. I have a certain physique to maintain. Therefore, I do eat really clean and really healthy. I'm not gonna fucking sit there and say I eat burgers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm just
that's
blessed.
what also I hate. It's like both of them ways are just so frustrating to me. And it's
Well, I guess
just
because
like,
you know, like I guess people personally too, so it's probably like,
Yeah.
like does that still exist in this day and age? Like is like you know eating not eating disorders, but like do girls
eating
kind of
disorders
just
and
starve
like just
themselves,
people.
or
Yeah,
does that still
so
happen?
like it's definitely getting better, but only because it's now in fashion to be, you know, curvy and love yourself. But when it's not in fashion, like. You don't want to be like that if you're a model.
It's kind of like the old days where they just used to pump ciggies.
Oh, 100%. No, they still do. Like I've lived in model apartments and I've like lived with heaps of models, encountered with heaps of models, and like the stories that they would tell me are just cooks. Like they would not have dinner. I'm sitting there having my Uber Eats whilst they're having like 3 ciggies and that's dinner.
Wow.
Or eating ice because it's chewing and tricking your body. And I'm like,
Ooh
bro,
la la.
I wish that I could do that because I have no, I cannot stop myself
What
from
an
eating.
unhealthy thing.
No, like I actually wouldn't. I'm
I've heard
kidding, but
stories
seriously,
about
like,
models in models' houses eating tissues because it
Oh my
fills
God.
up
Oh
their
my
stomach.
I've heard of someone eating. It wasn't
Watermelon.
earbuds because it expands. Not earbuds. The ones,
cotton wool buds.
Cotton wool buds because
Are
they
you
expands
kidding?
in your belly
yeah.
when you put water
bro,
in.
Yeah.
where's the nutrition?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, yeah,
That you're
well,
so right though. Like there's so much more education now around nutrition. Like
yeah.
yes, you can starve yourself, but like if you're just eating good things, then your skin's going to be better, your hair's going to be better. Like
Yeah, it's
it
a
all kind of
win-win.
goes
Like,
hand in
you feel
hand.
good, you look good, you win.
Yeah.
Bob's uncle.
It's a hard thing though because I think there's some girls that either get into modeling or, you know, maybe they lose a lot of weight and they don't do it that well, and then everyone goes, you should be a model, and they go be a model and they're almost rewarded for this weight loss, and they get in this really ugly cycle. And then, well, Sass and I were talking about it before, then you start losing jobs, and if you start losing jobs, the immediate thing that a model will go to is, all right, I need
Put
to
on
lose
too much
my weight.
weight.
Yeah.
I need to
I need to be
lose
like
weight.
that. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's the immediate thing they will go to. So, yeah, it's a really fine line. It's hard in this industry because I think you don't want to ever judge anyone or make an assumption.
Yeah.
Some
but-
people are just gifted and they just have a fast
Really tiny.
metabolism, but it will slow down when they're old. It will. Don't worry.
But that's another thing that I like at the moment as well. It's like if you are unhealthily thin, you know, like, and I'm sure like there's so many issues around that as well, but reality is if you're a brand, you're not going to book those people because it's
not
a
politically
positive
correct
message
anymore.
to be putting out to young girls.
It used to be, but not anymore.
Exactly. Whereas now I feel like they wouldn't get booked because you'd kind of just get slammed.
But there's also girls, like there was this big shitstorm around a lovely model that we know called Skylar. And there
Oh,
was
that
this
was
big shitstorm
ridiculous.
with
That's
her
hot.
on
Skylar, you're
so
hot.
gorgeous.
And she's such a legend.
and would happily smash a whole pizza before a shoot. Like she's just one of those.
She is
blessed
just
fresh
blessed.
18.
Genetically
Yeah.
blessed.
And this big shitstorm, you know, blew up on the Lahana Instagram about her being too thin. And I'm like, hold on a second, guys. You don't know anything about it. Don't say that you're for body diversity when it only means one type of body that you're
Exactly.
accepting.
Yeah.
Some girls are skinny. You need to be okay
And
with that
I
too.
loved that Lahana just didn't like
Back down.
They
Yeah.
said, excuse yourself. We work with Skylar all the time. She's one of the most healthy women we know, you know, like, and I was like, good on you for actually standing up.
And everyone
back for
really
it.
got behind her, which was really nice.
I
because
know.
it's like,
It
don't
was so
come at
nice.
us with what only your ideal body positivity means, you know? It's all round.
Agree.
Yeah.
Send it in your group chat. Fuck off.
Yeah, fully.
Well, that's it. Well, like, not that we're promoting
Yeah,
any
don't
kind
bitch,
of
but, you
bullying, but,
know.
like, we always say,
Don't
if you-
troll.
If you've got something negative to say about someone, just send it to your mate and don't put it on a public
Who
forum.
writes nasty comments on photos?
Dude, who
Like,
has the
doesn't?
Too many
time?
people.
Yeah.
Who has the time?
Have you got any stories, like crazy stories from like modelling houses or like shoots or anything where models have just been absolutely cooked?
So I've got one from, actually won't say where because they'll probably know who I'm talking about. But
Don't say where.
Yeah, no. But so it was just me and my friend, and we were living in this model apartment, and it was all good and fine. We were both vegans, so it was great. Like no meat in the fridge, like everything was clean. We're both clean freaks, so it was really good. And then we get these like 2 or 3 girls like come in all at once, and like, which is pretty standard, but we were like so protected because it's been 2 weeks since like people have been there. We're like, this is our house, like get out.
Yeah.
And then they buy like a fat, like meaty, cheesy, smelly meal. They eat half of it, chuck it into the fridge, no cling wrap, nothing, no box, no Tupperware, which is like anxiety. You don't do that. And then the next thing we know, the sink has been clogged all with fish. And I was like, what is that smell? And she goes, well, let's go have a look. There's fish clogged in the sink. We tried putting the when it mushes it all up and it puts it down. No, it was stuck right in there. And then it wouldn't go down and it was like coming further and further up. It was about to go over and go all over the floor. And we called our agent. We were like, please help us, please call her, blah, blah, help me. And they were like, and the girls also, they weren't home, obviously, probably out partying. And we were like, can you come fix our friggin' sink, bro? This is disgusting. And they were like, oh, no, that wasn't us. It's like, well, we're both vegans, so I don't understand where
and we're
the fish
living in a
come
house.
from. Yeah, I was like, well, yeah. And anyways, it wasn't fixed for 3 days, and I literally felt like I was going to throw up every time I entered the house. So that's fun. And then
it must be hard just having to be plonked with
people who
random
don't know,
people
sharing a room with someone you don't
like,
know. It frustrates me when people don't have that experience because you need to do that before you can not live in a model apartment. You need to do it.
Like we said, you need to kick some shit.
Yeah, earn your stripes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then another thing that comes to mind is
anything about girls just doing crazy insecure
this one
things.
This is one for the book. So this girl, it wasn't when I was there. She was telling me about a pastime because she had done heaps of contracts overseas before I stayed with her. And she was telling me how she was in this country doing a 3-month contract and she had done heaps before in similar countries. And then they were like, oh, can you please come into the agency? We need to talk to you. And she's tall, beautiful, thin, tiny, in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. And she used to have a PT, do heaps of really, really healthy lifestyle things. She didn't go out much, party much. She was quite really good to herself. And then her agent printed out a photo of her before she hit puberty and they circle all the areas where they think she's gained weight. And this is a 4-year difference. Whoa. Yeah, dude, this is cooked. It was a 4-year difference from when the photos were taken. And also she was happy, just hanging out with her friends and going to lunch, doing what normal people at that age do. She cut school to go do this. And then
that just goes to show that's just how young is this poor girl?
Oh, yeah. She had no boobs. They had to put tissues in her bra because she had no boobs because she was
so young.
Yeah, and then they were like, you need to lose weight. This is disgusting. We're so disappointed. You've let yourself go. She was definitely under the BMI for her age and height and everything. And they're saying this and she starts crying. She goes, but I'm doing everything I can. I'm exercising. They go, I don't care, just smoke cigarettes. Everyone else does.
No, they didn't say that.
They did.
Whoa.
And she's now addicted to cigarettes. Well, I don't know anymore because I actually haven't seen her in ages. That's fair. But she is very insecure now. She definitely does not eat the way that normal people should or she's not happy with the way she eats. She's very guilty when she eats things. She's, and it just goes to show those few words just fuck up someone's life and someone's mental state. You just triggered someone so hard that's so young trying to do what you want them to do and you're just kicking them in the face.
So you can try and make money
out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just for a 20% cut, is it really worth it to ruin someone's life? You wouldn't say that to yourself. And when you're that age, you know what I mean? It's just so frustrating and that really
awful.
I can't even imagine someone printing out a photo of you and circling it in front of you.
If someone
telling
did
you
that to me now, I'd say on your bike, fuck off.
Jog, bitch.
Scram.
Jog on.
Jog on.
I think that's things people don't realise about the industry. Even here, I've heard stories of, agents measuring girls' hips and being like, you still need to lose more of your hips.
Yeah, that's never been me. I'm really lucky.
And it's just sometimes you get to a point where that's just my bone.
It is.
I can't shave anything off my bone.
Body type,
that's my actual hip.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of girls have to kind of lose a lot of weight before they even signed.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Or I've even had girls that
it still happens.
They sign young at 15 and then by the time they hit 19 and their body starts maturing, they get hips and the boobs and their agent starts coming down on them really, really hard because they're not as thin as they were. And it's that's because they were prepubescent.
Literally.
Yeah, far out.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people now, their parents say you're not doing it until you finish school because they know that's going to happen and they know it's not you should be focusing on school and having fun as a child, not being a model and
And are you
going to
happy
shoots. You know?
that you didn't start until you were out of school?
I actually didn't care whether or not I did it in school, but it just happened that way because I looked way too young. I would go to heaps of castings and I would not go to school to go to castings. Mum would drive me and like they were just like, you look 14.
Sass, I think I met you when you were in grade 12.
Yeah.
You came and dropped Izzy Mathers off to that shoot at Princess
At
Polly,
Polly,
and you were still at
yes.
school.
Yeah.
I remember
I wasn't
that.
signed. I don't think I was signed then. But
I think you just were because I was like, oh, hello, Saskia's friend. Hello,
I know what
Izzy's
you're talking
friend.
about. And I came
you
upstairs and yes,
Yeah, you
oh my
sat with us
God.
and you'd just been signed to, is it Chic? that you
Chic,
were-
yeah, I'm with Chic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
shot Saskia for the first time when she was 15.
Oh my God, I watched it the
Wow.
other day. Oh my God, it's so
She
funny.
was such a baby. And I was shooting her and I was like, it was back in the day when girls who were shorter or more petite, they just
Was
didn't
not
really
a
have
thing.
it. They just didn't have a chance. And
Yeah.
I remember shooting and I said to the client, I'm like, this girl's really special. There's something really amazing about her face. But
so nice.
And I said, well, here comes the brutal part, savage. But I was like, shoot her. Wait for it. But I was like, but she's too short. She's never going to make it because she's too
Not
short.
my first radio. We've
Yeah,
heard it all.
but I mean, look at her now. I think that's really awesome about the industry that they
I
are
think
accepting
Instagram
stuff
has
like that.
changed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, I
definitely.
hated Instagram for a long time, but now I'm gotten to a place where I was like, wow, if it wasn't for Instagram, I'd probs not be here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fully.
Yeah.
In this podcast
that's,
room.
that's one of the great things about
Yeah.
it.
Because it's all about now like making it, you know, Instagram-y style content, which is, you know, you want that everyday hot girl look more so than like a fucking giantly tall bean sprout. Although love every body
Yeah,
shape.
I mean, I'd love to be a bean sprout.
Yeah.
bald.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Like
mean?
how-
Like stick
how
thin
relatable
90s
is
Not as,
supermodel.
it's not like you don't have to be like editorial anymore.
Yeah. 6'2" girls maybe aren't as relatable.
Yeah.
Unless
Hey,
they're
hey,
you two.
hey, 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 hey.
We did
Hold up. You two, you
That was
behemoths.
like when we did New York Fashion Week though. Like when we did
Yeah.
when we did all the fittings.
Oh, they were really tall.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
old
like,
school. I went to
wow,
swim
these
week.
are
Yeah.
like your
Old school models.
old school models,
Yeah.
and it was like so cool. But back to Instagram, I have to ask thoughts on Facetune. I've seen you, Charlene, put up a story.
Can you
take
tell
this one.
Can you tell an honest story about this, guys?
Oh,
Sass?
yeah.
Yeah, they put it on their
I'll go
Instagram
straight up.
recently.
Do you want to go first? Or you want
No,
me to go first?
actually, you go. You
All right, I'll go first because I've actually got a real problem with Facetune, which I have discussed with Sassy before. But I just think that Facetune is super dangerous to people's self-esteem because just with the
As if you don't do it a little tiny bit.
fuck off, no,
Yeah,
I
but you don't upload photos of yourself to your Instagram.
I put them on my stories.
Oh, I don't do anything to my stories, but I will have no issue with a little bit of cheeky skin smooth.
Cheeky skin
Bit
smooth,
of whitening
don't
of
have
the
a
teeth.
problem with that. All right, don't
Maybe
have
a
problem
tiny
with
bit of nip tuck, if I'm going to be honest.
that. No, look,
But everyone's entitled to their own
Yeah.
opinion.
I just think you're stepping into really dangerous territory where you're changing the shape of your face, your nose, your lips, and your eye. Like literally,
Okay, I don't do that.
The way you look, you're changing the. And
Yeah, some
a lot
girls
of-
are very crafty
A lot
in
of
it.
girls do it, and I remember the
I've
first
seen
time.
some strong jaw jobs getting around.
Oh, the jaw is the
job.
big one. They're like changing the shape of the face and the chin.
Yeah, the face, like
Yeah.
squashing it or making it
Yeah,
look
like-
more alien and stuff.
Yeah, it's a
Nuts.
big thing. And I just think, like, if you can't wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and go, you know what? All right, I accept who I am today. But the like, if you're putting out this image of yourself that isn't realistic, you're never going to live up to that expectation. You're literally just setting yourself up to fail. Like, I just think girls need to start accepting themselves and the way they look because and honestly, like, you just don't need it either. Like, stop. We don't need to be perfect. Everyone's so obsessed with being perfect. It just doesn't need to happen. Even like the filters, you know, that are on Instagram stories.
Oh, won't catch me dead on the real cam.
Not a
Retro
chance.
cam all the
Can't
way.
talk into the camera without having butterflies over your face or something. It's
Oh
just like,
yeah, those ones. I
I don't know.
Wait, I got my lips done because I wanted to look like myself in the botch filter.
Botch filter. literally said that at lunch. She's botching right now.
But I think everyone has different opinions of all those kinds of things. I think as long as you're happy and confident. See, I do a little bit of face tuning, not on my face, except maybe a bit of skin smooth, but I don't like fucking change my eye shape and shit.
yeah, I think skin
Mate,
smooth.
I couldn't do that purely because I don't have the skill set.
No.
I'd be like, bing bong, one big eye.
Bing bong. But the thing is, Nikki, you don't have to have any skill set. It's so easy. It's like a sliding scale to
literally.
change the shape of your nose.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
I
like,
think
it's kind of like if you're gonna do it, whatever, so be it. But like, there's this one girl that I'm thinking of in particular, and it's been known that she's a gnarly face tuner. Like,
I believe
people
they
have-
call that a catfish.
I don't think she's a catfish, but like she's definitely a gnarly face tuner. Like people have said, oh, I worked on her with a shoot where she face tunes her photos a lot, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she put this photo up and she captions it, just woke up.
Oh,
Not a chance, you just woke up.
lip liner. You didn't just wake up with lip liner on. Did you sleepwalk and put lip liner on, bro?
And like just airbrush to the nines. And I went, well, you woke up in Facetune.
Yeah, you woke up in Facetune one.
You know, it's like, don't do it. Whatever, but don't do it and then pretend that you're not and literally putting an image out that you are this insanely perfect human.
Boy,
no
that's
one's
why
perfect.
I just go ham and go, if I can just botch my lips up, please. Got a little cheeky nip tuck of the face. And that's why I think it's all fine and good to do whatever you want to do to enhance your image. If
But
that's,
don't lie about it and make other
don't
girls
lie
feel
about
shit.
it.
Yeah.
And it's all about your relationship with yourself.
That's right.
Like I can like nip tuck myself a little bit on Facetune if I very well please. However, I don't sit around all my days being like, I didn't go to the shoot today and watch Saskia there and be like, why don't I look like Saskia? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like it's all about your relationship with yourself.
100%. But you also get up on your stories after a 2-day bender looking like, you know,
Gremlin.
No, you look beautiful
an
after
absolute
2 days.
gremlin. And
What do you mean? I look
about,
stunning,
I love
Carlene.
that about you. Your before and afters are all.
I've actually
time.
stopped doing those.
The power of hair and makeup.
Bring them back, please.
No, I can
Do you
Emma
know
Chen's
why
got
I
a few
stopped
more
a little
bookings.
bit? I stopped because there was a moment where I was like, if Maddie dumps me and my whole Instagram is full of before and afters, good luck to me getting a rude after. They'd really have to like my personality.
But all those afters are smoking.
Yeah, true.
But can we talk about the engagement on those posts?
yeah.
And Momo was born.
Worth it for the engagement.
Maybe I'll whip a before and after out soon.
Yeah, can
Just
you?
for the
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, fuck
Anyway,
it, I love
Sus, I
those.
want you to talk
Throwback
about
Thursday.
Facetune.
Sassy.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I have had a problem with face tuning. And Charlene was the one that said, Charlene's like, Saskia, if you want to be getting the jobs that you want to get, quit the fucking face tune, all right? And we've just cut it out.
Good
well,
girl.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. We still lack a little bit of the eye brightening and like, you know, a bit of that. But,
A bit of a 1-2-1.
you know,
I
was
feel like that's
definitely-
very honest and
Yeah,
fair.
and
I
you know
appreciate
what?
that,
Every
Sas.
person does it. Well, not every. Carlene doesn't. But
Colleen,
you know,
saint
not
over here,
everyone
shoot of the
does it,
saint.
but a lot of people do it. And if you say that you don't, you're fucking lying, right?
Too bloody shade, doll.
But I definitely had a problem with it probably like 2 years ago. I was completely if you scroll down far enough, this will be fun. Go down and find some photos of my twin sister that looks nothing like me.
alien Sassy.
Dude, alien Saskia with like no bones at all.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
It's pretty funny. But
No
like,
bones.
yeah, well, I just made myself so tiny. I made my waist like the size of my neck.
Yeah. And a deep
Vibe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Go
dude.
back, there's just a little giraffe on the
Dude,
feet.
it's
Oh, there I am.
actually- Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
that
going
was
back.
definitely,
Oh, are
dude.
you?
You're
Yeah,
going to
so-
have to scroll for ages. I got a lot of
I
photos.
think a lot of people would be surprised at how good some people are at doing it and making it look
Oh, God,
really
yeah.
subtle.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're just thinking there's these like just perfect otherworldly people getting
Yeah.
it.
But I will
you
say, you still look how you do on the gram.
Thank you. I try.
So,
Well, that
you know
was
what I
my
mean?
big
Like,
problem with it. I'm like, darling, you are sensational.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I remember
that's
that day
because-
you guys were
yeah.
shooting and you put a story up.
Oh my God,
Saskia,
yeah,
and you
look
were
at
like,
your chin there.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's, yeah.
Well, I've just found a
that's
photo
actually
of
not
Show me, show
Facetune.
me.
That's airbrush. That's a
Bye,
different app.
boy.
Your jaw is like
Non-existent, bro.
Oh,
It's like
great
not
cheese
even-
on that draw.
Yeah, but that it was definitely the only reason I did it, and the only reason I felt like it was an addiction. I would look at a photo and be like, "That's fine," but if I did a Facetune, it could be even better.
Even
and then
better.
it's like
Yeah.
an addiction, and then you just keep doing it and keep doing it.
It's just
But-
like so accessible.
yeah, and
you
I feel
know?
like I just
Yeah.
needed someone to tell me like,
doing
cut
it.
the bullshit, stop doing it.
I
and
feel
now
like you look better
I
without
love
Facetune.
myself so
100%.
much more now. And Carlene, this is all for you. This is all for you, babe. But I just love myself so much more now that like I could post a photo, and I have posted photos, multiple photos, straight off the cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck the low contrast and chuck it up. Like,
Yeah.
just do it. And there you go.
Mate, if I looked like you,
love
I'd be
that.
running
Yeah.
around nude, no filter.
I told you.
Tidy box, tidy box.
Dude, but the thing is, the only people people are expecting higher of you because you're putting higher expectations up. Like,
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
just shooting with some low expectations, you're all good.
But that's it though. It's like, you know, you can be the hottest girl in the world, but like it's all kind of like relevant. Like
Yeah.
everyone still has their
Imperfections
own
that they wanna
insecurities or like things they want to change or whatever. And it's kind of like, you know, yes, love the skin you're in, but also I feel like you should never say to someone, oh, you don't have any right to feel that, Saskia, because you're so hot. Because it's like, well, you don't know what she's going through mentally.
It happened to me literally last night. My friends were like, oh, why are you
all
eating
relative.
olives? And I'm like, because like we can't just eat whatever we want. And they went, oh, like making fun of me.
Olives
And I was
bad
like,
for you? Hang on,
it's
let me
all
get a Google.
Dude, 30 calories a pop. And I was like,
Yeah.
a fat bowl of olives,
Surprisingly.
bro.
That's
but like they're
surely a
divine,
myth.
so it's all good. But I was
buying
like,
into
you know what? We all struggle.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if you think we don't, we do.
Yeah.
And
Be
isn't
kind
that-
to
isn't
each
that the
other.
point?
Yeah.
Like,
Be kind to yourself.
you know, everyone does struggle. So it's like stop comparing yourself or stop striving for this idea of perfection because it just doesn't exist. Even that girl there'd be so many girls that look at Saskia and be like, oh my God, I would like literally commit murder to look like her. So it's like, and then she's got her own versions of insecurities. So, you know.
I think, like you
Exactly.
said before, Carlene, earlier, it's like so many people place so much emphasis on the main thing that they care about being physically the way you look. And like, Sass, you're wildly good looking, but
Wildly.
you're also like a sick bitch, which I
you.
think is way more important. I know girls just as hot as you, many of them actually, because we're in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't blink an eyelid to hang
Yeah,
out with
no.
them again. Couldn't be bothered. Scram.
Wow, thanks.
But I would love to hang out with you guys all the time because you're, well, fun's very
Fun house.
high up there for me. I'm very, very critical. If you're not fun, if you can get out of it. But you know, like, wouldn't you rather be like happy and fun and all those things rather than hot and uptight and, you know,
100%.
boring?
And a bit sad.
Hot people
Yeah.
mostly unhappy. That's just it.
Well, I said this on one of your
That's it.
posts. You did this gorgeous post dedicated to Tegan and I a while back saying,
Oh my God,
know,
did you cry a little bit when I
Oh my God, I dropped one single tear. It was
Did
so
you?
No.
Ah.
No.
Charlene's like, not a chance.
Not a chance. I was like, oh, Insta famous. So she said this like gorgeous post about Tegan and I being confident, and you know, it was really inspirational and it was really gorgeous post. And I wrote underneath it, like, no one's ever touched by your beauty, but they are touched by your energy and your soul. Like at the end of the day, people, that's what people remember. They don't like look back 20
You're not
years ago,
going to
she was
stand.
hot.
Not going to stand up at your funeral and say, "Oh God, her hair."
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
Although
skin
would
was
prefer
divine.
to have slightly nicer hair. I'm not going to
strong hair
lie.
thing.
On my deathbed, got my keratin smooth hair.
Oh my God,
she could
stunning.
contour so good.
Her contour was on fleek.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss her.
Miss her dearly.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that people, and I think we touch on it almost every podcast because I feel, you know, we just spoke to Tegan and Ned and Tegan spoke about it a little bit and we speak to people all the time. It's like there's so much emphasis now, especially because of Instagram and the copious amounts of like models and stuff, and that people just think that the value of someone's worth is purely based on their physical appearance. And yeah, maybe for the first, you know, you date someone maybe the first year, 2 years, 3
2
years,
minutes
4
for me. I
years.
can think of it real quick.
They might be the hottest bloke for 4 years or chick, and then after like 10 years, you're like,
Doesn't age well.
No.
you know, it needs to be more than that.
Well, I was
Yeah.
20 kilos lighter when I got with Geordie. Thanks for sticking around, bud.
Oh, he's a fucking absolute
10
weapon.
years later.
We love Geordie.
We love Geordie.
We love Geordie.
GS film.
GS film, baby.
We love GS film.
All right, do we have time for a little Queenie question before we wrap up this
We've
potty?
got to do a queen question.
what do we got? What do we
Queen.
got?
Let's just have a look. Oh my God, so many stars today.
This has been very fun.
Has
I
it?
know.
Oh my
I
God, has
love
it been?
you
I feel like I'm
guys.
just chatting.
Yeah, I know.
Like at coffee. Or maybe
At
drinks
potty.
and a
Yeah,
shot.
I know, I'm a little bit turned. I've had like 3
know.
soda
Dude, I
spritzes.
feel
I'm
like,
ready to
like
go
we
out.
go to the Burley Pony.
I had
yeah,
one.
let's go to the pad.
Let's go for dinner and drinks.
Except I'm so full, so maybe not dinner.
Maybe just
Yeah,
some
maybe
drinks.
just hold the dinner. Just
hold the
drink.
dinner. Just
No, I've got
drink.
Saskia tomorrow. I don't want to wake up naked on your couch again.
Well, at least we know there's one person in the world that wouldn't care, and that's Tammy.
Shout out, Tammy. We love you.
Okay, what about... All right, this one's for Charlene.
Okay.
Can I quickly read Emma Chen's to Charlene?
Yeah.
How do I learn to twerk like you, Carlene?
Oh my God.
Well, that you should do a tutorial. Bro.
I know. I will. I will do a tutorial
love
one day.
that.
It takes a lot of.
GS film can film it.
Oh my God. That's what we do every Saturday night, Sassy.
Right, do your question, Luz.
Okay, I think this is a good one. This is actually for Saskia.
Gay.
This is a good one because I feel like it's very interesting and what a lot of people don't realise about modelling.
Yeah.
How do you handle and deal with the copious amounts of travel involved being a model? Because you are about to leave to go overseas.
I'm going to London, not tomorrow, the next day. But, okay, this is a really shitty one because travel, it's fun and everyone says be grateful. You know, not everyone gets to get paid to travel, but it's like, yeah, we get paid to travel, but we don't actually really get time to do travel things.
You're not on a holiday.
It's not a holiday. You literally, you fly out, you fly in economy, unless you're a massive model, you get, you know, better than that. But then you land, go to your hotel, try and sleep. Usually jet lag doesn't let you. And then wake up, go to work, come back, jet lagged as fuck for the next 3 days. You're doing the exact same thing. You finally get into the swing of things with jet lag. Then at the end of the week, it's time to go. Another 24 plus hours of flying and then you're home. And there was a stage last year where I was literally doing that once a month and it really took its toll. I was sick for 2 months, basically out of the game for 2 months. And just like now I'd just say no, sorry, not going to do that unless I'm going to be there for a long period of time because travel does get to you. All them germs on the plane, it's cooked. And also just traveling alone, like
all them germs on the plane.
All them germs, I'm a
It's a lonely kind of life.
It's a lonely life. I'm sitting in a
leave a
hotel room
boyfriend.
my boyfriend, Jacob, love you. Sorry for everything.
Billy Jacob.
Sorry for it all.
I miss you so much.
Yeah, I love you, miss you. He's really good. But even time change, like talking to people, because when you feel lonely, like they're mostly asleep or at work. So it's really hard. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I love my job and I love my life. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Charlene, question for you.
Hit me.
Is Photoshop still a big part of the photography / modeling industry? And I think by that, what she's trying to say is, do you like edit the way people's bodies look?
Being unedited.
Yeah, so I definitely use Photoshop where Photoshop is needed. So like if someone's got blemishes, I'll definitely remove their blemishes in Photoshop. Might give them a light skin smooth. I like skin to look like skin.
Yeah.
So I'll give them a light little skin smooth. I'm not into changing people's bodies. But if I'm being absolutely honest, say if someone's in a swim, a bikini and the swimsuit is like really digging into their side, I will just make the line more flattering, but I don't make people skinnier or change the shape of their body.
Yep.
So Photoshop has its time and a place, but there's still plenty of shoots where I won't do any retouching. If the model doesn't need it, I won't retouch it. So it's not something that I do for every photo, but if it's required, I will do it. So yeah,
Some
it's still
things
there.
something that I don't think people realize as well is they're like, wow, how much that offend a model if they don't, if a photographer then goes and edits the image of them. Yes, but also I know for some models it's like a reassurance if they do have a huge big pimple, which we all get as humans.
Yeah.
I'd rather you edit it.
Yeah.
Exactly. To know that someone
everyone out
then's going to, it's like, oh, you've got my back, you're going to edit that image out, that blemish out. That's a nice feeling. Whereas it's like if you're going into that shoot being like, wow, my huge big zits on display, it is a bit of a self-conscious thing when you've got no creative control over how those images are pushed out to the masses.
Yeah. And even like if you're shooting in the middle of the day, your shadows become a lot harsher. So under eye bags are going to be really hectic. So just being able to kind of lighten that. So I want the model to feel good about the image at the end of the day as well. It's not about necessarily selling something that's super fake. It's only really light and gentle. But yeah, it's definitely still around, and there's there's some people that use it a lot more heavily than others, but each their own.
Yeah.
I think most people can tell now.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
We're onto it now.
Yeah.
And I think like that whole super airbrush thing is a thing of the past.
Yeah, it's definitely not a vibe anymore.
Yeah, like magazine cover flex, not a chance.
Like where your body like blends into the background.
Yeah.
You know,
Too
those, like,
airbrush.
photos
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa,
They
that
look
is
like
so
painted.
Yeah.
My favourite thing that has changed is like I love that I get to leave girls' stretch marks in now. I think that's awesome.
yeah,
to
that's a
you.
big
That's
one.
I
on
love
you.
it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
That's cool that you've been like a part of that change.
Yeah, it's just like, we're not just this isn't a blemish. This isn't an imperfection. This is a part of our bodies that most of us.
This is normal.
Yeah, this is normal, which is awesome.
Well, girls, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Happy Hour.
Shame.
Wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be.
No.
It would
No.
be
We
really
just talk
scary
all
with
day,
us. Are you
baby.
kidding me?
I know.
You
kidding me? Couple Sophies in. I'm fucking ready to go.
Couple
Yeah,
Sophies
can we
in.
let's go have some
Couple
more. I
Sophies
would
in. Let's
Sophie
go
too.
all
I'm
out.
keen for a vino somewhere.
Yeah, can
Let's
we
do it.
Do we just make plans on the podcast? Anyway, girls, we
Love
bloody
is all.
Thank you
adore
so
ya.
much. This
If you
is
guys
having
wanna
us all the
follow-
time. I love you.
If you
We
want
love
to
you
follow
guys.
Charlene and Sass,
People
their
typing in
Instagram
Charlene.
handles are Studio Flamingo and Saskia Jenkins. So give them a cheeky.
No, Saskia
Really silly. It's Saskia Teje. T-E-J-E.
Who the fuck's
Tage.
Tajay?
It's my last name. No one knows if I say Tage, so it's Teje. That's just it.
Isn't your last name Jenkins?
No, yeah, but my middle name is Tage.
Okay. It's Saskia Tajay.
So French, so chic.
So French.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Adore ya.
This podcast is part of the Spin Studio Network. To stay up to date with us, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast, leave us a review, and follow us on Instagram at @we_the_wild ones. Cheers, babes.